My name's Carys. I'm the volunteer coordinator here at BACKLIT Gallery. My job is to look after existing volunteers and recruit new volunteers, to also find opportunities to volunteer within the gallery and with our partners outside of the gallery. My role is part of the Catalyst project, which is a development project designed for small charities and organisations to help them grow. The programme as a whole is designed for Nottingham Trent University students and others interested in art, whether that's to do with their own personal development, personal progression, career goals, skills, whatever it might be. We want to be able to support people to be able to work in the arts. Many times people join the programme just to meet new people, to meet new friends and to network with artists that they maybe wouldn't have had the chance to meet otherwise. There are lots of areas to get involved in at BACKLIT. One of those areas is upstairs in the gallery. We often have exhibitions 2 or 3 times a year. We always need invigilators. Invigilators are absolutely integral to the running of our exhibitions. We wouldn't be able to run our exhibitions without our volunteers. Often people are asked to take surveys, speak to customers, maybe work on the bar. Maybe it's to support the actual artists with the install of the work. There are 26 studio artists here at BACKLIT, all at different points of their career. Often they need support with writing, web development, maybe outside exhibitions that they need support with. I often encourage the volunteers to take part in that, and it gives people a really unique opportunity to be able to get to know the artist. If you're interested in working with families or working with young people, you can always volunteer for the learning programme. There's a Family Saturday workshop that often takes place here to support young children as well as their parents taking part in arts activities, often hosted by studio artists that are here at the gallery. In addition, we have a young people's programme, which is to support the development of young people's artistry, to have developing conversations, to critique each other. We often ask people to volunteer to support us with the materials and the actual setup of the workshops. One other area you can get involved with at BACKLIT is BACKLIT Back Office. So this is an opportunity to work alongside our staff to learn about all the areas of work that go on behind the scenes.
My name is Ryan Heath. I'm from Suffolk originally, but I've lived in Nottingham for 5 years.
Hello, I'm Alice Jackson. I'm born and bred in Nottingham. I left to go to London to study and then came back a few years ago.
I first came to BACKLIT probably around 3 or 4 years ago for the Alistair Frost exhibition. I was studying fine art at the time I first visited BACKLIT, and obviously it was a natural kind of place to come.
I studied foundation in Nottingham, studied an art foundation course in Nottingham, and that was when I first became aware of BACKLIT, so that was over 10 years ago, and I was at one of the beginning exhibitions and stuff like that. Left to go to London to study art, and then came back about 2 years ago. Didn't know anyone really, was a practicing artist, wanted to be involved in the art scene, had volunteered at many places in the past, and knew that this was kind of the easiest way to get involved in scenes and stuff like that. So I looked for whoever had a volunteer programme in Nottingham and found that BACKLIT was the only one, so applied.
I was a mixture of invigilation, but then I also went to do a bit of technical support for the installs after that.
My first role was gallery assistant for Performing Gender. Not only was I a gallery invigilator, they also kind of allowed us to give a little bit back to it as well. So Alistair Ambrose, who is now a studio artist but was a volunteer, and Ben Rostant, who is a really great BACKLIT volunteer, got together a group of volunteers and we created a response show. We responded to Performing Gender. So it was just a one-day thing, and I did a fantastic performance in response to the show.
Yeah, at BACKLIT I made plenty of good connections actually. Obviously Matt and Suzanne were my first kind of port of call really, and then the artists that were involved in the shows I was helping set up with, and also the studio members eventually became really good friends of mine, and I've still continued to sort of cherish those connections today. Best thing for me about volunteering at BACKLIT is definitely cementing that community that you can kind of then use to build upon when you finish university, or you're looking to kind of make artwork with people around you that are quite like-minded. So that's definitely, the communal part of it was important for me.
One of the great things about being a BACKLIT volunteer are the people that you meet. Like I said, I wanted to volunteer to be involved in the artist community, and I've met some really great people. Also, through the response show, I felt like my practice was really encouraged and developed through volunteering and getting involved in like a local scene. I also started doing quite a lot of workshops within the community, artist workshops, that I kind of felt more confident being in the community. And then through volunteering as a gallery assistant here and through kind of doing more workshops and stuff like that, I got a role as a gallery invigilator at Nottingham Contemporary.
Yeah, I had plenty of time to help sort of develop it through chats with BACKLIT staff members. When I had a show on here, when I showed some work during the Mountain of Tongues exhibition. I also have access to really great facilities because just based in Sneinton, there's Hackspace, which is just down the road, which has a lot of metalwork and woodwork. BACKLIT itself has screen printing facilities and plenty of other artists to kind of annoy when something isn't quite working.